like Bobby and Bruno want to go after Cindy because they think that if they don't, that everyone's going to be gunning after them. You know what I mean? But who's going to sit next to her? I'm assuming me, because I'm the showman. You know what I mean? But again, it could be any of us.
People specifically are like, oh yeah, like Bobby today was like, he'd still vote her out. And I was like, oh, for sure. He was like, just like last time. And I was like, yeah, exactly.
Well, that's the thing. I will vote her out.
You've been so like flippant about it, so they know.
But still, easy target was a pawn this week. Godfrey's gone. There's no other pawns left.
Well, me and B.
Yeah, exactly. But then if she wins veto, then or if Cindy wins veto, then Kev's probably gonna go out.
Yep.
And then it's like, what the, like, so we just gotta win. Even if we win, we don't, like, we could still appease the house, per se, go after, put Cindy up, and then if she does win veto, then from there, then decide what happens, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because then we can make sure we're all safe.
Yeah.
Because that might even be a safe play, just because I know if we just be like, bam, got the place, and this is what we're doing, we're going to take a ton of heat.
Oh, for sure. She
right?
has to go up.
She has to go up.
At first.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. But if we can win, keep it in control, then we're okay. Because I know right now, based on what Zach was telling me, Bobby and Bruno think you're 100% with them, so you're not going to do anything because of what you did in the veto competition, because you went after Sarah and Johnny, so because you guys, they were on the block, so they think you're in with them. And
so why would they want him up, though?
well, because they realize Kevin's a threat to them, so that's why. But, so as long as you keep that up, that should be good. And then also with you,
goes to show though what they do to people who.
Oh, exactly. It's a joke. And also with you, Sarah, they're just like, Bruno is just like tunnel vision, but at the same time, he knows, he thinks you suck at all the comps. So that's good. That we should hopefully can buy us some time to be like, hey, there's so and so sitting here, or whatever. We can point out different targets. So I don't know. See what happens. But ideally, one of us wins, or B wins, or Peely wins, or something along those lines.
I feel like
Ashley winning would be good too, because she wouldn't take a shot at any of us. No way. She wants to get.
Like she was on board with the.
Yeah. The initial plan. At least, so we think. Who knows? Maybe she was saying that, and then she's like, "No, just kidding. I don't know."
Yeah.
Right? Because she knows Bobby would never go after her. Never.
Right. So why would you do that?
So maybe that's what's like. Who knows? Like, I don't know. But obviously, yeah, we know Zach's tight with him, so that's why he didn't want to take a shot at Bobby.
Yeah.
And he's in with them. So.
And which I guess he was like pretty much telling us. Now that I think about it, he was like, "I'm good with them." Like, but I just. There's only so many, like, playing the game. He called me a waste of an HOH, so that means he's going after
big people.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
It would have been just such a great move, but whatever.
So
it's good for us still. Like, it's fine.
Yeah, we can still regroup. It's like, it's incredibly frustrating.
And like, he didn't put you up, so he's not like 100% loyal to them. Yeah. He's still just trying to play this middle.
He's playing the middle, and at the same time, he's playing the middle.
Godfrey's the perfect pick when he's playing the middle.
Exactly. Yeah, and he's the perfect move. Godfrey's the one person in the game that nobody cares about. So, but, I mean, I think going forward, he knows, it's like he said to us today, he knows he has no chance. If he goes into final 5 or whatever, and he's Bobby and Bruno are still there, there's no chance he wins the game. But at the same time, we are all expendable.
Yeah, absolutely.
Before he's willing to take the shot, and I don't know what it's gonna take, and that's why it's probably gonna take one of us to do it, and then he's gonna be like, okay, some heat is on that person. Now I can be like, okay, I can go for it.
But me and B did do that.
Essentially.
Yeah.
And Johnny, and that's Johnny was collateral damage.
And this was the week where it's like, okay, we're back in power again.
Awesome.
Boom,
so
let's
excited.
go for it.
And that's Big Brother, ups and downs like that.
And yeah, and every week changes, every hour changes. But
So
Yeah.
cool.
yeah,
I freaked out a bit, but
yeah.
it's fine. Nothing has changed.
No, nothing's changed. We got to move forward as a unit.
And one more person is gone.
Who? I mean, theoretically, Godfrey was one of their minions. He's just not.
Yeah.
He's just not the head.
And he
of his-
almost won.
Yeah, he's the tail of the snake, not the head.
Super smart guy.
Yeah,
Very,
totally.
very, very smart.
And he even said to me, he admitted, he's like, because him and I had a good talk yesterday. He admitted, he's like, oh yeah, I've been watching Big Brother since Big Brother 10 with my sister, and I watched like all the time, and I'm a big fan. Like, so we all knew that, and so yeah, he's definitely a lot smarter than he comes across. But you know, I just feel bad for him. He's a nice kid. I was kind of hoping he'd make jury so that way he could get some, you know, sequester, but you know, oh well. But yeah, we just
That was August. As soon as I came back in the room, he was pissed. You could see it on his face. He was just like so worried.
in the bedroom. Yeah.
Just so worried.
Yeah, you weren't. Yeah, you.
Because if the plan was still the same, like you winning veto or Godfrey winning veto would have been like, all right, but he wanted it so badly.
And you could see it in
You
the
could see
comp
it,
too.
it's like,
In the
something's
lineup.
not right.
In the lineup, yeah, Kev. In the lineup too. He's like,
Freaking out. And he wasn't even close.
no,
Wasn't even close.
no. But he didn't. But that's the thing. He didn't know. So he's like,
But I mean, I was telling him in the bedroom, like, no, like, that was a long time. Like, I know I killed that time.
yeah, exactly. And you were like,
But so it just shows, like, how panicked he was. But he had made the middle road decision already, obviously, and just hadn't really, like...
Yeah.
yeah,
And just, I guess, when you have that option in your head and then it's closing down, you're just going to, like, panic.
yeah. No, 100%. But yeah, it's too bad. It's just, that's what he's gonna save his own skin before he sticks his neck out for us.
Which was making me not mad, but just like panicking,
Yeah,
panicky. But now,
Which is
whatever,
understandable.
it's
And
understandable. I mean, why?
And it doesn't change anything.
For him personally, it's the best move.
For
So,
his game, so you can't fault him
and like
for
that's
it.
what he keeps saying, and it's true. So yeah,
Yep,
you
It
can't.
is true. When you put yourself in his shoes, it's true.
Yeah, 100%. You can't fault him for it. So, just coming forward, hopefully we win, or one of those other people who won't come after us wins. And then we can control what happens next week, make sure Cindy goes home. And
As
then,
long as one of us, like, it's not two again on the block, we'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly, because we can swing the votes.
So it'll be 11 next week. 3 people not voting, 8.
So
So
4 is a tie.
Four is the tie, and then depending on the age.
Those even week voting numbers are tough because then you need the HOH on your side.
Yeah. See, and the thing is, if one of us votes HOH, we lose a number too. You know what I mean? In terms
voting
of
number,
a
yeah.
voting number. But ideally, someone like Peely could pull it off. Would be great.
That'd be ideal.
Would be ideal because
Then we all can vote.
we can all vote, and if Peely's like, okay, I want to go after Cindy or whatever Peely decides she wants to do, fine, perfect. Then next week we all play. We all play, and then we can control what goes
Yes,
from there,
very,
right?
very true.
Right? We
Very,
all
very
play.
true. And you haven't been talking to Cindy at all?
No.
So what if Cindy
Because-
wins?
Well,
What's she gonna do?
she's probably gonna come running to me and ask me what to do.
Yeah.
I hope Cindy doesn't win because I don't want to be associated with Cindy in the game at all.
But
because
we
she's-
have to be prepared for that.
Yep, because she's a beast.
And it would make sense for the competition to be in her favor.
Because good TV. But no, I don't think it'll be like that. I don't know. I don't want to think it'll be like that. I think it'll be the showman's thing we talked about today.
You think?
The Kiss one, showman's one,
The what?
evict one.
But we
Remember
just-
that. Remember that
Oh,
one
Kiss
question.
it.
The last competition though was before and after. Don't you think it'll
That
be
was
something
That
more
was like pre-Cindy though.
That's true.
Like she couldn't answer those questions.
that could have been
But
A,
then
to
what
throw
was-
us off, or B, for something fun, like maybe tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but until we see that, we're gonna keep.
Oh, for sure.
You know
It's
what
in
I
the
mean?
options.
It's
So-
gonna be like more physical though, or something like.
But again, like everything's been physical except the one Cap 1, and the one Zach, the story time, and
But it seems to be going
before
back and
after.
forth.
True, but if you look at it statistically, usually it's about 50-50. It has been going back and forth, but we've had more physical than mental at this point, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or
Mental
could
would be great.
we haven't had any that are really a
Mental would be
crapshoot.
great. A crapshoot would be great because odds are in our favor.
Yeah, exactly.
God. So nerve-wracking. We can't. We just gotta.
Yeah.
Stay calm.
And you know what? Cindy winning, actually, now that I think about it, she's got to hate Bobby.
Oh, 100%. Because he sent her home.
A lot of that blame is probably put on me.
What's that?
A lot of that blame is put on me.
It
most
is,
likely.
but I talked to her about you, and I just said, no, I said, Kevin just kind of like, I said, you can't blame Kevin for that. She's like, no. I said, as much as I'm sure you're mad that Kevin fucked you over, it wasn't his fault. It was G and those guys. And she's like, oh yeah, I understand. So.
And she's got to understand that. She kind of put her foot in her mouth.
Yeah.
Even though she was, I've told you, like, I feel like just fishing for information and, like, running scenarios.
Yeah.
The way Willow remembers that conversation is very
Completely different.
odd. Have you heard her rendition? Apparently
No.
she was just saying to Cindy, I heard you were going to put me up to Cindy. Did you hear that at all? No.
No.
Nothing
we-
happened.
yeah.
It's nothing like that.
Was Willow saying anything in that conversation? Or no, she just like kind of
She was doing Willow,
Yeah.
just
talking
standing
shit
there
about anybody.
and saying, yeah, 100%, yeah.
Yeah.
Again, fishing for information.
Yeah.
And I was like, don't you think we could get Bobby to put up God?
Essentially, that was
Like,
the
if we win the and Nay was like, no one can win the veto, no one can use the veto. And Cindy was like, we have to win the veto and use it on B.
There's four
That's
different
the,
opinions.
it was like, that's the thing. So to come out and be like, there's a woman, not
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
but for
Which
G.
I had to do.
Oh, of course, I totally
Yeah.
understand. And you were freaking out, and I should have just grabbed you and been like, listen, this is like who, you know, what actually is like, because like I said, only certain things were being said.
Absolutely.
Like Willow was probably the most against you in that, but she didn't say a fucking word the whole time.
Yeah.
But for G to come out and be like, see, you're forcing our hands, women's alliance, blah, blah, blah. I mean, we were all arguing and
There was
on
no guys
completely
alliance
different
before.
pages.
There was no guys in lines before this, but now there is. Complete bullshit.
I just wanted to snap on him. But yeah, like, it was basically a argument between the four of us.
Yeah.
Do you know where Bees heads at?
Same.
Same.
She was like, again, like, confused, but she actually was less confused than me. She was like less panicky.
Yeah.
She doesn't really, she's like, God, whatever.
Yeah, I
We
think-
can't trust God at all.
Yeah. And I think she was nervous after last week, like trashing Ashley for as long as she did. That
Yeah.
Zach would come after her.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think she's just glad she's not the pawn.
That's exactly
Well, that's the
it.
case.
But she, I mean,
Everybody-
she is worried that, like, next week, if Bruno or Bobby win, that it will be us.
Yeah. For sure.
Like,
Well,
meaning, like, the three of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which will also.
Which will most likely be the case.
I miss Johnny.
The game starts now. I miss Johnny so much.
Yeah.
Fuck, I miss Greg, to be honest. I miss all of them.
Well, I miss Johnny in both senses of this term. Just because, like, he'd be so useful right now.
Oh, fuck. That.
We need a fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A scrapper.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny, call Trulio, I love you. If you're at home watching this, Johnny, I miss you, buddy.
We can pull it out though.
Yeah, we'll do it for him. That's what I kind of thought this week would be, but we'll postpone it. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's not like we can trust God.
Yeah, and it's like, basically this week was a wash. We just traded Godfrey for Cindy.
And it's good for all of us if Zach is in a good position with them.
Yeah,
To a certain extent, at least he can try.
Yeah, and even and
Not that he.
exactly, and even if we are, you know, a little bit upset about the situation, making him feel like, oh yes, this is the best way. This is good.
Yeah, I know.
We need to do that.
I didn't do a very good job of that, but
No,
I hope he understands.
Today he did a good job because he talked to me and he's like, oh, okay, I think so. He's like, you think Sarah's good now? I think Sarah's good now. I was like, no, yeah,
I just needed to calm down. And
yeah, no, it's good. It's good. But, you know, we gotta, it's one of us has to take the shot because I don't think he's gonna do it. But anyway, I'm freezing my tail off out here, so.
I have one more smoke. I'm like addicted.
Have fun,
now.
guys.
Thanks, Parhar.
No
Thanks
worries.
for coming out.
Love
That was
both of
good.
y'all.